The Old Guard 2 just dropped on Netflix, and it's got fans buzzing with excitement and a whole lot of questions. The final scene leaves us on a massive cliffhanger, teasing a much bigger story to come, but also stopping right when things get really interesting. After a 5-year wait for a follow-up to 2020's action-packed The Old Guard, the sequel leaves us hanging, dangling on the edge of a thrilling new chapter. And it's safe to say that The Old Guard 2 is just as intense, if not more, than the first one. But let's break it down, because this movie doesn't just set up the next sequel, it leaves us with more questions than answers. Now, if you're new to the world of The Old Guard, here's a quick catch-up. This series, based on the comic books by Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez, follows a group of immortal mercenaries led by the fierce and nearly ageless Andromache of Scythia, aka Andy, played by Charlize Theron. Her team, Niall, Kiki Layne, Booker, Matthias Schoenaerts, and others, has been fighting for centuries, but immortality isn't always what it seems. In the first movie, Andy's immortality starts to fade, leaving her vulnerable, but it's her badassery that still takes center stage. So, what happens in The Old Guard 2? Let's dive into the action. The film picks up right where the first one left off, bringing back Andy and her team. But this time, there's a new player in town, Discord, a cruel, older immortal who's been around even longer than Andy. Played by Uma Thurman, Discord is not about loyalty or camaraderie. She's all about power and control. We quickly learn that Discord isn't just after a little chaos. She's after the end of the Old Guard as we know it. She drags Quynh, Van Veronica Ngo, and immortal Andy thought was lost forever, back into the picture, setting the stage for a battle of epic proportions. Now, there's a huge reveal that changes everything. Quynh, who was imprisoned underwater in an Iron Maiden for 500 years, has a deep, personal history with Andy, and their reunion isn't exactly the warm, fuzzy moment you'd expect. It's filled with tension, betrayal, and raw emotion. But it's not just about Andy and Quynh. Discord plays her cards carefully, knowing that reintroducing Quynh will cause chaos within the Old Guard. But what's Discord's real endgame? What does she want with the team? Well, this is where things get really juicy. Discord has her eyes set on Niall. Remember her? The new immortal who joined the crew in the first movie. Through a conversation with Niall in a church, Discord drops a massive lore bombshell. She and Niall share something far deeper than just their immortality. Birthmarks on their arms, marking them as the first and the last immortals. But that's not all. Niall has an unconfirmed power that Discord desperately wants to unlock. The stakes couldn't be higher, and this sets up a major confrontation. The tension ramps up when Booker, the remorseful traitor from the first film, makes a choice that shakes the team to its core. He sacrifices his immortality to save Andy. Why? Well, Tua, Henry Golding, an immortal archivist, has a theory that if the last immortal wounds another immortal, they lose their immortality. But there's a twist. If an immortal is wounded by a mortal, they might be able to pass on their immortality. In a shocking move, Booker's sacrifice restores Andy's healing abilities just in time for the epic showdown with Discord. Now, the big battle takes place in an industrial facility, and it's a fight for redemption, survival, and loyalty. But just when we think the team is about to come out on top, Discord manages to incapacitate Andy's crew, including Niall. The intensity is off the charts, and just when we think everything is lost, Quynh makes a crucial decision, not to detonate a bomb that Discord had set up, but to hold off. This small act of restraint is huge for her character, showing that she's not just a vengeful immortal. She's more complicated than that. But then, the ending. It's a killer cliffhanger. Discord manages to escape with Andy's team, and we're left with this intense, unresolved moment. The last scene sees Quynh and Andy reunited after centuries apart, and there's this quiet, powerful exchange between the two. Andy asks, "Are you going to do what you do best and fight by my side?" To which Quynh responds, "No, you will fight by my side." They rush toward the door, but just as they're about to step into whatever mission awaits them, The Old Guard 2 ends. No big resolution, just a tease for what's to come, and we're left hanging. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. In the comic series, the second volume, Force Multiplied, doesn't follow the same plot beats. Quynh, originally a character named Nokiro in the comics, is given a completely different backstory and motive in the movie.